Today I'm going to talk about um, how I feel about sex being in the open. Um, it's not ideal for me. It's not ideal for me. I don't really like to talk about girls with other guys. It kind of makes me uncomfortable, to be honest. Um, and they're extremely delicate, and I know they don't really like being talked about like that by other guys, so I know it upsets them too, and they just don't say so. It's extremely difficult to do things in the public eye and in the open, but it's just a part of life that I've had to accept. For those thinking of sexually interacting with me, know that you will become public enemy number one, and at some point in time, you will definitely be called a bitch. So, that's what comes with sexually interacting with me or interacting with me at all at some point in time. You'll be called a bitch. So, um, yeah, I don't like to talk about girls with other guys. I don't really like to hit on girls in front of other guys. I'd rather wait till we were alone, but obviously the time we spend alone is quite rare and infrequent. So, and to what extent are we really alone? So, I'm not comfortable with it. I like Holly Willoughby, even though I've never seen her naked. So you know, I was texting Lucy from Prism and she wasn't replying me. I was still sending her songs because I knew she was reading it, but it was just the acknowledgement of the two ticks that kept me going for so long. But when I couldn't see her picture anymore, I just felt like I couldn't message her anymore. So, I get it, kind of, but I just think there's a different way to be. But I think these women are uncomfortable with being sexually objectified. Um, I don't think they like the jokes or the act or that it has to be done. Why men are making laws, period, let alone about women's bodies, would be beyond my comprehension because no good can come of that. A man making a law about a woman's body. It's not even in her defense. You can't make that's enslavement to make a law about a woman's body because you're telling her what to do with it. And that's a direct link between that and prostitution. Because you men are telling the women what to do with their bodies. And that, I mean, you might make it nice and say you'll pay them for it, but that's just prostitution. And it's a controlled, vindictive thing to do to a woman. Make a law about her body. Or making laws about their. I mean, if you men are really doing that, I mean, um, so yeah, I don't think men have the right. What right? You put them in wooden boxes and you want to make laws about them. You elected to put them in wooden boxes with your laws, and you want to make laws about them. But you elected to put women who are alive in coffins, and they look like this. Some of them look like this. Some of them look like this, yo. And you put them in coffins. You know them wooden boxes are coffins. You can't do that to a girl, fam. I don't think these girls feel comfortable with being sexually objectified or exploited. I don't think they like it when men look at them, and I think they only want sexual attention from me and me only, let alone any other kind of romantic attention. The girls who made the mistake of going with other guys, even them, they liked me. You know what I mean? They liked me. And they had a sick way of showing it. And that's their problem. And they, you know, and that's fine. But, yeah, women should not be made to bow to laws by men, especially about their bodies, because that's not something that's a man's. By making a law over something, you allow business to be facilitated. So you're legalizing prostitution. Because men are making laws about women's bodies. Men are making laws about women's bodies. So it's just difficult when men are making laws about women's bodies and the women aren't interested in them. You know, like, these women will pretend that they're okay with it, but they're not okay with any kind of sexual interaction. Just keep it normal. Like, even as a joke, it makes them so uncomfortable because they're so delicate, and it's such a delicate thing. It's not even nothing to play with, really. You know, it looks really bad, like, from, like, a female side, what's going on here. It looks like extreme sexism, with no merit. With no merit. And it's just all over the place. And you're making laws about women's bodies. But these women's bodies, under these women's control, would be interacting with me. So you men have control over their bodies because you pass laws over them. Who are you? I wouldn't even do that, and they're my wives. They're my wives. I wouldn't do that. So why would you? I wouldn't do that to my own wives. I wouldn't say here's a law that you must abide by. This is what I don't get. When it's your mans here, I'm not asking you to be upset with your mans. I'm not asking you to hurt your mans. I'm not asking you to pass law on your partners. I'm not asking you to pass laws on your partners. I'm saying do your thing. I don't know what you're doing, Like the faggots, I know what the faggots are doing, yeah? The homosexuals, yeah? I don't know what the homosexuals are doing. I still don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. If it accidentally appeared or was a virus, you best believe I scrolled down. You can always scroll down, even if the video starts playing automatically. You can scroll down and not see that on the screen. You can see the menu. You get me? Just because Holly Willoughby's gifts get... Oh, wow, she's about that, yeah? Jeez. Just because her gifts are here, yeah, doesn't mean that you need to look at them. You're not interested in them. Look at something else. You can look at my face. You can scroll down. You don't need to be looking at Holly Willoughby's breasts. They don't like the jokes. It's a big secret. But these women are really unhappy. And when it's their turn, the gossip. If I were you lot, knowing that the women are going to have their turn definitely, yeah, I would not be sexually objectifying them, let alone making laws upon them and their bodies. It's sick. You got to do that. This is an experiment gone wrong. I couldn't have been part of it. I couldn't have been part of it. I would have deleted, man.